Hi, Nate.
Hello again.
Thank you for joining me again. This is definitely going to become a regular thing. I
I'm
hope.
loving this.
I'm really excited about today and chatting about the Umana technique. So let's just kick things off. Just
Yeah.
introduce yourself to everyone
Yeah.
listening.
So my name is Nate, and I'm based in Sydney, Australia. And I am a light worker, do energy work, and I am a Umana practitioner. And there's a lot, but
Yeah.
basically my role in this world is to reconnect people with their inner spark
Mm.
and discover that from resilience they can reconnect with joy and love and laughter, and that's my role in life.
You always do that to me whenever we talk. I can like feel really down because I've had a lot of stuff going on, and you just like your energy and your spark is infectious. So I know
Thank
people
you.
listening today will get loads out of just listening and being with your energy. So
Oh,
thank you for like doing this with me about the Yamana
my
technique
pleasure.
because I've received sessions.
Mm.
I received one from Kachina and a few from Nayali. But I'm yet to go out and become a practitioner, and we're both yet to become teachers.
I know, and we'll be learning that together, which is going to be so exciting. So exciting.
I know.
Uh,
So in a nutshell, Nate, I know it's going to be hard to like put it in a nutshell, but if you could put Umana in a nutshell, what would you say? What is the Umana technique?
sure. So I can explain it in a few ways. So very simply, somebody once described it as a battery recharge of the
Mm,
soul. So if you can just think about Humana as giving you a battery recharge, because we've got so much going on in life,
mm,
every day things happening, da, 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 and just feel, but just if you shut your eyes and just imagine what it would be like if you could just have a recharge of your soul. Just so that is simply, in simple terms, what Humana is. Going into a little bit more detail, Humana is actually it's an angelic term that means evolutionary engineering.
mhm.
Now, it's not an angelic energy, so I just want to make that clear. But it's an angelic term to describe what it is, and so it was brought through to Kachina Ma'an. It was channeled through by Kachina Ma'an a couple of probably about 18, 19 months ago. So it's really new,
Yeah.
but in the best possible way. But it's also being described as an evolutionary breakthrough.
Mhm.
So how can I explain what that is? Humanity has been doing a lot of work on lifting its consciousness, expanding consciousness, awareness, lifting light, raising vibrations. We talk a lot about raising frequencies. So Humana is now accessible to humans at this time because we've done the work.
Yes.
Um, what it does technically is it's a way of activating chakras 8, 9, 10, 11, 12
Mhm.
through working with meridians on the human body. So when those meridians and energy centers are worked upon, we can actually activate these chakras. And the reason that we use the meridians on the body is that because these chakras are actually outside of our physical self, the meridians actually can activate them. And what's really, really exciting, this is what I love about it, is before Humana, I used to do work on these other chakras. There's the star chakra, and
Yeah.
people say that chakras can go up to like the 64 chakras.
Yeah.
When you do like a meditation or a visualization or something like that, you can open those chakras, but they
Mhm.
close.
Yes.
With Humana, they're activated, they stay open, and
Oh,
they keep working.
wow. I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know
No, I
that?
didn't know that. Wow. That's amazing.
It's pretty incredible because we do a lot of work on balancing out the seven main chakras that we know of, and some people work with the earth chakra, but most people are familiar with the seven chakras. So
Yeah.
once these are activated, there's so many other beautiful ways that you actually experience the world, what you can give to the world, what you can call in from the universe or source,
Mm.
and it's life changing for me. I was in the very first class that
Yeah.
Kachina taught last year, And in the last year, it has felt like 100 years in one, with what I have been able to achieve, accomplish, where my head is at,
Yeah.
where I am spiritually, emotionally, physically, just my whole life. I'm in a completely different space. And I've done a lot of work with a lot of different things, but I really attribute a lot of it to Umana.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you definitely did. When was it again you did it?
It was about February last year.
February.
February last year.
February.
So
Okay. Yeah,
it
it's
might have
coming up.
been February, March. But so in that year, a lot has happened. I do not recognize the person from back then.
Wow.
Um, and it's one of the most beautiful modalities that I have added to my toolkit. So I do a few different things, as do you. I do Heavenly Harmony. I do Reiki. I do Pelua. I do past life stuff. I do Arbor. And what's really great is just having it in my tool belt
Yeah.
toolkit. It's just amplified everything. Amplified working with all the other modalities. When I do Pelua, it's enhanced. When I do Reiki, it's enhanced.
Wow.
It's actually led me to develop my own. It's not a modality, my own activation, which is
Yeah.
the diamond point activation, which we spoke
It's
about last
amazing.
time. So that's just talking about energetically. Like there's
Yeah.
so many other things that have happened. I've released my own sort of oracle cards. I've written a book, a book for kids that's in its final pages and
Oh,
stages of
how
draft.
exciting.
And I feel like every time I do a Humana, things just get better. There's clarity, there's passion, I've just got this really like thing like problems are easily solved.
Yeah.
There's so many things that come with it that I probably need to stop talking so you can ask
Well,
your question.
I just wanted to say to you, obviously, I've not done the practitioner training yet, but I've experienced sessions. So if I talk about like, so I had my first session with Kachina, and after that session, something that was really traumatizing me and I was really struggling with, my dad's dementia, basically, something shifted and my understanding and this clarity that I got, it's changed. Me and my dad now, it's like it's a joy to be around him. And before it wasn't. And so I know Umana helped me with that. So with might be a bit of a random question, but with Pelua, when you have the training, it's like you have 110 sessions. So when you do the Umana practitioner training, is it a similar sort of thing? It's like how many, do you get what I'm asking?
Oh, so you're asking if you do the training, is it like amplified
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
training? I would say absolutely, because if I was giving a Humana, and it's a beautiful session, and I recommend it to anyone because the very first time you have a Humana session, like I said earlier, your chakras are activated and they stay activated. So
Yeah,
that is for life. You only have to
yeah,
have one Humana, and that's done. So what you can go out into the world and do. So that is beautiful.
yeah.
When you have the practitioner training, you have the attunement, and that is really, really powerful.
Mhm.
It's really powerful. I don't know if you can put a number to it.
No,
I would say though, it's probably more powerful than 100. Like it's incredible. The amount of it's just you walk out of there and you're feeling a little bit buzzy, lightheaded, but grounded,
yeah,
because what it does is it lifts you up and expands you out, but you're still grounded,
right.
in a beautiful way. Because one of the things that comes up a lot of the time is we always trying to raise our frequency, but we don't want to go off with the fairies.
No,
And what it does is it keeps you grounded. So you actually have this beautiful balance of being grounded, but your chakras going up further. So you actually can work with higher in ways that you probably can't even imagine yet.
well,
Um,
yeah, because Kachina said to me when I said I've got to do this, I'm coming to Australia. Thank you, Daddy, for helping me with that. And she said, Georgie, I'm so excited to see what music you're going to bring through
oh
after doing your.
yes. Oh,
So yeah,
everything that you can. I'm gonna call it everything that you already do. is amplified. Like even like even if you had a day-to-day job, so say you're working in a bank or you're working in accounts or something, your ability to problem solve in that situation would be amplified. You would be able to solve a problem before you even actually knew what it was. In
Oh,
terms of like making music and what you're able to, you're of course you're working with these high frequencies and they're coming in, and it also gives you the ability to access any talents or skills that you had in past lives. So, if you have had a past life where you did have more music background, that's
yeah.
going to be able to come in and amplify what you're doing in this life. So that's just one example.
Yeah.
It's different for everybody, but it will match you where you're at, but also it will actually propel you forward. So it's all about empowerment
Yeah.
and growth and transformation,
Wow.
and so it's something to really be excited about.
Yeah, it's so funny that you mentioned the music because after my second Yamana, which I had with Nayali, and her link's going to be in this as well as yours on my post. Um, it was like you've got to learn the piano. Now I had a piano in here, like a keyboard. Now it was really bizarre because all of a sudden I couldn't suddenly play it like Liberace or anything, but my understanding, it was like, oh, I didn't understand that before. I understand how this structure works. So it'll be so exciting for me if I can
Oh,
then really start putting chords together and
yeah.
making my own songs as opposed to always needing a pianist or a guitarist to bring my songs to life. But let's see what happens.
And then you're also doing the teacher training. So if that's going to be next level up, so you're going to have a double whammy of having but all of it happen at once. And then you know what I'd love to do? I'd love to take a photo of you at
Yeah.
the start of the weekend before you do the very first day, and then a photo of you at the end of it, and just see if there's a difference, or see how you have actually transformed over the weekend. In fact, I'm gonna make that happen. I'd love
Okay.
to see the before and after of just you and the transformation that you would go through doing the two
Oh,
courses. And even I know the secret. You might the pillow refresher. Actually, you should do it on the end of it all. You're gonna have a mate.
yes.
The energy that's coming in for you is going to be incredible. I want some of that energy. I might sneak into the third day. I just got to sneak in and pretend no one even
Please
knows I'm
do.
there.
Please do. Well, one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, how do you feel? I mean, I know we've sort of touched on it, but I know that people that are listening will say, yeah, but how does it really, really differ from, say, Reiki or Pelua or, well, Heavenly Harmony or Rahani? How does it really differ?
Oh, so this is what I love about it. They are all so different. So and in beautiful ways. And that's why I love having them all in my tool belt, because I know some people are like, oh, I'm this one and I'm that one and I'm that one. But what I love is when you've actually got them all in your tool belt
Yeah.
and you're actually working with a client and you're talking to them, it actually almost comes instinctively, especially after you do your manner. You know which modality or which energy session or what is going to work for your client the best. So for today, I had somebody that I was working with, and they heard about Humana, but when I spoke to them, I was like, actually, you need a Pellower. So how I kind of differentiate them is like they're all different frequencies. So Reiki, I would say is like a really very strong, but it's denser frequency. It's a little bit more earthy.
Mhm.
Pellower is a little bit higher, and Pellower. So Reiki, I would say, is really good with physical stuff,
Yeah.
emotional stuff. Pellower goes a little bit higher, and Pellower works with consciousness. So it's clearing out. So it's sort of like you're working with your consciousness. It's breaking, it's getting rid of blocks, and it's expanding your awareness so you can sort of grow and experience the world with different eyes. I love to describe it as like a camera lens. And what happens with Pellower is if you've got all the busyness, it's like shifting the camera lens, and suddenly you're focusing in on the things that really matter to you.
Yeah.
And then you get to Umana. So Umana is a connection with the divine. So what that does is it actually starts to raise your frequency up so that you can use all three together. You can use Reiki, and then you can use Palawa with consciousness, and then you can use Umana. And because remember, Umana is working with these chakras that are being activated. Now that's the real big difference about this one, using the meridians, and it's a technique. It's a technique. It's Reiki and Palawa are a little bit more free flowing, but
Yeah.
Palawa, sorry. Umana is a technique,
Yeah.
very specific. What you do, what the practitioner is doing with their hands, where they put them, for how long.
Right.
And at the end of it, the chakras have been activated, or if they're already activated, they expand. And then you can go out into the world. And like I said, it's a battery recharge for the soul. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that, and then Heavenly Harmony comes in over the top, which is another one that blew me away. Like that's actually a mix of, oh, working with ascended masters and just awaken the angel within. Like I've been like quiet. I've only been doing it for like 3 or 4 weeks, and the people that I'm working on. So I like I was like, oh, how does this all fit in? Like they all fit in together,
They
and
all
that's what
fit
I
in
love about it as
together.
well. It's so
Yeah.
exciting. It's so exciting, and
Exactly. And that's what I love about it. It all fits in together, and it's not like one is better than another.
yes, they're
No
so
way.
different.
That's not what we're saying at all. I sort of like think in terms of crystals when I try and explain. So,
Oh
like
yes,
for me, like Reiki, well, this is a soda light. So for me, I'm not saying it's to do with Buddha, but it's like very soda light, and it's more sort of like, you know, here
yeah.
and earthy. And then Pelua, although it's not angelic, but
Mm.
Pelua is more like selenite
I
for
have got almost an identical one of those, Georgie. I swear, it's just fine. It's just
we are
I wouldn't
we
stand
are
up. I'd stand
angel
up except I'm
twins.
wearing shorts, but I'm and get it. But I'm not going to show anyone what's underneath. But I'm obviously the same one anyway. Keep going, keep going.
Well, so I would say like heavenly harmony maybe is a bit sort of like selenite with a bit of kyanite sprinkled in, and then I was thinking Yamana. It's like this is like clear quartz, but it's got loads of these amazing little. There's angels in here. There's unicorns in here. There's loads of like little inclusions. So for me, that's how I sort of try and explain things with colours and
Yeah.
crystals.
I love that. I love that. It's really beautiful way to explain it. And I think one of the biggest things I've discovered is because it's a relatively new modality, and people are like, oh, it's new, and you know, some people are very untrusting or just wary of new fads or new type of thing. But I can tell you that when you actually dive deep into it, it's really that type of like understanding the differences between them is actually really important, because we can't be stuck with things that were always was.
No.
The whole point of even coming onto Earth is having a soul contract for a lesson and where's the growth, and what's the learning, and what's the new. So we need to be experiencing new things, and that's why things like Pelawa and Umana and Heavenly Harmony have come in at this time, because that's what humans need at this time.
Yeah.
And that's the people that my experience is the people that are actually using these types of experiencing these modalities, they're coming back because it's actually helping them advance in the ways that they need to advance. If it was Palawa, they're getting what they need. If it's Humana, they are seriously getting what they need. I can honestly tell you that my life has changed in ways that if you asked me a year, I don't even recognize the person I was a year ago,
Yeah.
in such beautiful ways, like in so many different levels. And also what the beauty of it is as if you learn it, and watching your clients go through that as well. And even the actual sessions, so you can walk, after the amount, you walk away and you actually get to experience these benefits in the real world, but the actual experience of having a Humana session is really beautiful too. And
Mm.
that's what I love about it as well. It's an experience, and
Yeah.
things you can, like, I mean, there's some people that fall asleep, and that's great because the energy is intelligent. It makes you
That's
fall asleep.
me.
There are
That's
other
me.
people
I
where
fall
they.
asleep.
I love it. I love it. Because you know what I love about that? I actually like those ones, because what happens when a person falls asleep is the energy. They're giving some room for the energy just to do what it does without any resistance. And when you fall asleep, the energy can just work, and it's
Yeah.
like. And sometimes if I'm doing a matter, I can hear them snoring. I'm like, But then other times I've done Humanas and I'm like, oh, this is going to be an interesting one because they get messages come through. Like the actual experience for the clients is really interesting because they vary so much. And even people that have multiple Humanas, it can vary for them as well. You can Humana your home, you can Humana a space, you can Humana the earth, you can Humana countries. Like the way that what you can use Humana for is also quite broad as well. So
Yeah.
there's so many things that you'll be able to like look forward to trialing when you do the training and coming to be the teacher. But I know you've experienced the session side, but it's only the start.
So what was your favourite sort of like thing with the practitioner training? What was it that you liked about that the most?
Well, first of all, I love learning from Kachina. So that's just I just love being in her company. But I know
Yeah.
that is great, and then being able to be someone that can teach it, to take it on from her as well. But what I love is that this is a technique. And I think what's beautiful about it is that it's a very specific way of doing this, and it's very, you have to be focused. It's this lovely focus, but it's gentle, but the technique is really gentle. And when you learn how beautiful it is, and when you call in the Humana energy, so there's a way that you call in the Humana energy and you feel the energy come in, and then you just start to bring it in. It's just incredible. The Humana energy is just, it's divine. It's divine. It's just, it just makes you just,
It is from source, isn't it?
it's from source.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, as you do the training, you also discover what each of the chakras does. So that's really interesting too, because as you find out about these new chakras, it's like, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. And by the end of that day, you actually feel like you've already expanded, apart from doing the attunements, because you're actually learning more about energy and how it's working and what's happening outside of this physical. So we are so focused on this physical being, as in this life, when we're the spirits in these physical human bodies. It actually gets you out of this thinking about here and actually into here, and you actually really feel connected with everything. And I really think that helps propel you along your journey of actually being able to be empathetic, but also, not take on other people's things. But you've got this beautiful way of being connected in a way where you can be of service and help, and it's just lovely. It's just lovely.
Well, there was a question I was going to ask, but you've covered it. So you've more or less covered all my questions, because I was going to say what impact has Umana Technique had on yourself and others, but you're just
well, that came to me that while we were talking, and I will say, one of the beautiful things that happened was, and I did talk about this last time, but I do a lot of work with angels. But what I really found is after I did Humana, that connection amplified incredibly. So I do a thing called light walks, where I used to where I would call in an angel and spend the day with them. And what I love about angels is, and most people don't think that that they're worthy of this, is that there's no time is an illusion. Time is an illusion. So angels have got plenty of time to come and spend time with you. They absolutely can. And so if you call them in at the start of the day and ask them to spend the day with you, just gently, they will start to, you'll get to know the energy, and then you'll get to work with them, and you'll recognize them. And there's somebody, hello. They're like, they're having a bit of a laugh. And what I love about angels is they've got a great sense of humor. Oh, yeah, okay. Anyway, the connection builds, and the connection post Humana led me to developing the diamond activation, which I spoke about. And I don't believe that would have happened as easily at this. I don't think it would have happened as easily, or even at this time, if I hadn't done Humana and actually expanded in those ways to have those chakras activated, and to have to be in a position where I just, the connection with the divine, with whatever you want to call it, because that's just a word, but what it is just this beautiful. It's actually more than love. I want to tell you this. I want to tell you what I've known since Humana. We say that love is the highest frequency. Wrong. It's actually the tip of what whatever is higher of love is, because it's what is above love is actually so high frequency that we in these physical human forms can't even begin to imagine it. It's actually so beautiful and just I can't even describe it. There's no words about it, but that is what I actually discovered from Umana, is that love is what we're aiming for in this human life. But actually, when we go back to the other side, we will remember what it is like to experience that. And I can't, there's no words for it, but that is why, that is where I'm like flushing now because the energy.
I've got to interrupt there because right, I've never told this. I don't tell this a lot to people, but people that know my story about me, I was in a state of going into trance, and an angel spoke through me, and they asked, well, that angel was my inner angel, which I speak about, but people asked her name, and she said her name and what she was about, you wouldn't be able to comprehend or understand. So she said, call me love.
Well,
and I'm getting real tingles now as I'm saying this. So I'm incredibly excited to see what Umana switches on with my understanding of love, the love within me and the angel within me, and how I'm going to then help others with that as well. So I'm excited.
And I just want to, I mean, it's beautiful, and I just want to say what an actual privilege it is to be part of this as it's new, and actually to share it with people, because you feel like a drop in the ocean, and it feels like Humana is this beautiful, like it's just this, it's so new, it's this beautiful ripple effect, and when I look around the people that it's affecting in such positive ways, it just feels like this is the start, and humanity, there's hope, and people are getting joy, and people are getting excited again, and people are actually getting passion again, and people are getting drive again, and people are finding their life purpose again. And it's people being able to really connect in with who they are.
Yeah.
And that is just one of the most beautiful things about it. It's a real honor. It's a real honor to be here at this time and to be doing this and sharing it and being part of it.
Absolutely.
And I will never take it for granted. And what I love is people like you coming to learn, this room for everybody. There's no ego involved with it, and that is one of my favorite things. There's no ego.
No.
It's just people with just beautiful hearts wanting to do something, and they're feeling the push from it. We're here for a reason.
Yeah.
We're doing this for a beautiful way, and the clients that come to me, they've been to other people, and it just feels like it's a cash grab. Not when it's like not this. This is so different to that. You can have a Humana session. You never have to have another one. You never have to come back and see us. No. I'd love you to, but also you don't even have to come to me. You can go to any Umana practitioner, and that's what I love as well. We're all doing this, and for me, it's not about I'm this one or that one. It's just, that's what I love about it too, is that these beautiful people out there are being this light in this world, and it's a real privilege, and there's gratitude and love, and I wake up in the mornings and I just think, gee, this is going to be another great day today. Yeah. And I wish, my hope is for everyone else to be able to wake up and be able to see the day like that.
Absolutely. I mean, wouldn't that be wonderful? I'm getting a message now to share for the listeners. If you start seeing anything that's not in alignment with what we've been talking about, like I'm talking about, the negative stuff, I don't want to even use the words right now, but when people start sort of like really thick, heavy conspiracy theories and really like doom and gloom and all that, you have to totally disconnect and unfollow. Sorry, that's coming really strong. And I actually did that today. I was on Facebook and somebody was saying all this stuff, and I'm like, no. And I unfollowed, and they're saying to me, I did the right thing. And to have discernment, everyone needs discernment right now, and to not get sucked down any rabbit holes. You wanna go, to the love and beyond love.
You want to spiral up. You don't want to spiral down.
Absolutely.
And exactly, can I tell you, that is a very interesting pose that you're doing right there with Umana, and you will find out about that in next month. I'm just saying, why are you doing that? It's another technique. And I shouldn't even be saying that. I'll probably get a big slap on the wrist from
I
Kachina for
used
even
to
saying
do
that. But there
that
you go.
kids when
Oh,
I used to teach meditation. I used to do that with
all
them.
right, I'll take that one. But there you go. What you actually did is actually got some very good. I mean, Umana, the symbol for Umana is the lotus, and
Yeah.
that is the opening as well. But we will discover. We will have a bit of a laugh about this at the
Okay.
training. You'll be like, oh, now I know what's going on.
Well,
It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful.
well, thank you so much for. And there's a lotus flower behind me. With right, so Nate, before we run out of time, I just want you to let everyone know. I will put the links below to your website, but can you please let everyone know how to contact you? Because some people like to hear it.
Absolutely. So you can contact me at Pellowa.space, which is PELLOWAH.space, SPACE. On Facebook, I'm actually under Universe Amaze Me, which is a little bit different, but that's my mantra ever since Umana, Universe Amaze Me. But you can find me on Facebook, and you'll be able to, or find me through Georgie, or because we are inextricably linked from now and forever.
We are. We're going to be like joined
So,
up.
it's been so wonderful to spend some time talking about this with you, and I cannot wait to meet you in a few weeks. And
Absolutely.
you're in the UK, our friends, and it's going to be a really special time. But honestly, if it's brand new, Umana is brand new, and I think ask questions and find out about it. But even best, just experience it, because it will be life changing.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Nate. Thank you,
My
everyone,
pleasure.
for watching. Lots of love.